Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.
Situation.
But
That's just
I'm
happened
saying,
all quickly.
so you only got
Hold
two
on.
tickets.
So wait 1 second. I think Mac, your real father was in your life your entire time, right?
Yeah.
You don't sound
So my
confident.
father was in my life a multitude of ways, right? My father was in my life, and then when I go into the streets, everyone knows my father. So everyone treated me a certain way and wanted to be around me because they knew who my dad was. So
Oh, you
I
got street
definitely,
cred off your daddy.
huh?
So your stepdaddy was a lame.
He was a lion.
No, nigga. You got street cred off your daddy. Your stepdaddy was a lame. So you got two tickets, man. You got two tickets. Your mama got one, and you only got one left. Your stepdaddy want to come to your graduation. Your real daddy want to come to your graduation. Who are you gonna give the ticket to? Your
My real
stepdaddy
daddy.
or your real daddy?
My real daddy.
So it's fuck your stepdaddy.
That's
See?
my stepdaddy is a real man, and he accepts it when I say fuck my stepdaddy for my real daddy. He accepts that.
Oh damn, damn. Damn, how long was your stepdaddy in your life raising you married to your mama?
My stepdad been in my life ever since I was like 5 years old.
He was married to your mama since you was 5,
He been married to my mom since I was 5. They still married. He give
living in the house,
all this paycheck to my mama.
but you gonna say, nigga, you can't come to my graduation. I ain't got but one ticket and my daddy getting this.
The thing is, my stepdad, he didn't have children. I don't know why, but maybe he couldn't have children. So what he did was he found him a good
Bingo.
woman that had children, and he helped take care of those children so he can feel a part of life. And
Bingo.
as a man, I don't have children yet. So if I come to find out I can't have children,
Nigga,
I'm
your
gonna find
nuts
me a
don't work.
woman that has children, and I'm gonna play that role.
So when you came up here initially, which I agree, you should marry before you carry and all of that good stuff. But in some instances, wouldn't you say that in some instances, wouldn't you say that would be an option? And just the case that you just gave us with the example of your stepdad?
Oh shit, it's about to go
Lord,
down.
I know it's Friday, Jesus. Lord,
It's about to go down.
I know Grover didn't bring his big ass up here and said this mess, talking about keep somebody a box in their pants, and his mama is sitting up with the same box and you got a stepdaddy. Are you serious, Mac number 9?
So the thing is, my mom was a virgin when she had me. Okay?
No, I'm still talking.
Bro, your ass ain't fucking
You mean to tell
Jesus.
me that you came up here and said all that crap about a woman box and your mama box wasn't working enough for your daddy to marry her?
I decided to leave my dad because he was dealing with
No.
other women.
I want to know, was your mama box not worth marrying? Because if that was the case, why she ain't marry your dad?
Yeah, she left my dad because he was dealing with other women. He got another woman pregnant the same time I was born. So she decided to leave him after that.
Okay, so now that messes up your whole theory on women need to stop messing with people with boxes and get married before you carry. Because your mama didn't do none of that, right?
It made no sense what you
And I'm
said.
sure your
You need
mama
to go
knew he
brush
had
your teeth
other
again
women
and
when
drink
she
some
was
more
with him. She
coffee.
just hoping he chose her. That's a difference. Your mama knew he had other women.
Ooh.
Your mother knew he had other women when he was with her.
This is what I be
But she
telling
but
these
she
women
chose
She
about
thought
she
that
these
but
baby
she
was
men.
gonna
thought
make
About
her
these
the
men
man.
right here, these
she
red pill men
believed
right here.
she
This is what I be
believed that
telling
he would
y'all about.
choose her over the other women.
Well, guess
And when
what?
he didn't, and
He
when
just
he
as slimy
didn't,
as the rest
when
of
he
them.
did
He
not,
just as
she
slimy.
decided to leave him. So we're not
Y'all
gonna sit
think
there and
that
play
my
that
mom's
game.
supposed to be a difference, or I'm
You
saying my
think that
mom is the
all
best
women is
woman in the
supposed to be
world.
like
I
what
don't
you
care.
think?
I
Because
say
you
that
came
she
up here
wrong
slamming
too.
women.
I don't care.
You came
Y'all
up
act
here
like I'm gonna
slamming
stop
women.
saying this is because my mama did the same thing. I don't give a fuck. She was
Okay.
wrong too.
Damn.
What's
Damn.
wrong with y'all? Right is right and wrong
Mac,
is
you
wrong.
ain't been here in a
The thing
year
is
and you
when you
still
go to
getting
try to
cooked.
attack and say, well, hey, your mama did this. Now you asking me to be biased. Now you asking me to say just because my mama did it, that
But you
means it's
was
okay.
biased.
I'm not an
Because you just
idiot.
said
Okay?
your stepdaddy married went and found him a good woman. So that means that you telling me that all the other women that had a box and a man that stepdaddy got with them wasn't a good woman? Because you just slammed, not only did you slam stepfathers, you slammed mothers too. Because you came up here and said, had you married before you carried. Okay? Your mama didn't marry before you carried. Okay,
And I'm
so
pretty
now
sure
you're
your
a product
mama's a
of
good
your
woman.
own environment.
Be
And I'm
respectful.
pretty sure your mama's an excellent woman and a good woman, right? And I'm pretty sure she was a good woman when she was messing with your daddy. But the fact that she allowed your father to come in and out when another man was taking care of his seed is ridiculous. Children do what their mothers allow them to do. In my
Y'all
house,
just let anybody
if your
talk you wrong.
stepfather, if your stepfather was the one that was present, taking care of, making sure you had, providing, protecting, and doing all the things that a father does, your father would not be popping in and out for any kind of glory. He'll be outside the motherfucking club. See, children do what the mothers allow them to do. Your mother allowed that man to hold a place of respect in your life, and that's the fucking problem. She should have showed you the difference. She should have said, son, as you get older, I want you to decide for yourself what kind of man you gonna be. I know you love your father, but look what he has and has not done in your life as a father. He know you here. Now look what Mr. Henry has done all of your life since you've been 5 years old. You decide what type of man you want to be, and you decide which one that you want to call a daddy.
So
Hold on,
right
wait,
now, all the
hold on, wait,
go
wait,
ahead, go
wait.
ahead.
Nick, you stated that you have a stepfather, and you stated I wouldn't want to be him, right? What do you mean by that?
I just think that he's a pushover. He allows my mom to do any and everything that she wants to do. He gives her all his money. Like they can say, we're gonna split up this check that we got from the insurance company. You get 50,000, I get 50,000. She gonna spend her 50,000 and then come for his 30,000 after a while too. And he allows that. So I just think I wouldn't be that type of man. That's just not me. I've always felt sorry for him. She go and curse him out. I'd be like, damn, why she talk to him like that? Even when I was a kid, he go sad and go in the room or something. So that's why us men wouldn't play that position.
You do a lot of
Well, your mama's not a good woman
You
then.
do a lot of
Wait,
projecting.
hold on,
I
V-Ray. I'm
get it
sorry.
now.
Hold
It all
on.
makes sense.
Hold on, V-Ray.
It all makes
Your
sense.
mother, hold on. Your mother is not a good woman. It's a difference between being a good mother and a good woman to a man. Your woman doesn't know the purpose of a man in her life. She's abusing and disrespecting the man who showed up for her. She's not a good woman. We need to learn how to define what good looks like, because a good woman don't do
And so
that to a good man.
that's why men shouldn't marry women that have children, because they're not good women. They put
No,
the children
no,
before the
sir.
husband.
No,
So
no,
in
no,
this
no, no,
situation,
no.
Hold on, Yoshi.
Let me
Wait,
finish real
Yoshi.
quick.
Let me
There it is.
just
Hold
hold
on,
on, Yoshi.
no,
Wait,
D-Ray,
I
hold
wanna
on real quick.
Now
say
y'all
something.
see
D-Ray,
why I asked the type of questions I
Hear me out.
asked.
Hold on. You may have a point, Mac number 9, because not only your mom being trifling and with all due respect, but and doing that man like she's doing him, you also, her offspring, has also disrespected him by even saying that you would say fuck him for your real daddy. He been in your life since the age of 5, so you doing the same thing. You fucking over him too. The mama fucking over him.
What y'all don't
But he
understand
didn't
is
say
you
that
talking
he
to
didn't
a
say that
bulletproof
his
vest.
biological father
None of that
was
shit you
absent.
saying actually phases me. Like y'all sound stupid as hell.
No, I'm
I'm
just
sitting
saying,
here in my
like,
nice house.
You're
I'm
taking
sitting
on
here in my
you're
nice
taking
house,
on the same characteristics as
living
your
my
mother.
carefree, successful life. My mom's successful. My dad's successful. My stepdaddy's successful. None of the shit that you're saying is relevant in no type of context, right? We're talking about successful
hold on.
people.
You did not say, did you say, because somebody in the comments say you did not say that. Didn't you say when that boy asked you if you only had a choice between your real dad and your stepfather, and you even articulated, yeah, I'll tell my daddy fuck him for my real dad, and he understands that.
Right, so like I said, this is why. Hold on, real
But
quick. Let me
his
say something real quick.
biological
Hold
father
on.
was never absent.
What'd you say?
That is not what he said. He said his father was in his life in certain different ways.
No, I didn't.
He didn't.
No, I
Yes, you
didn't.
did say that. You said
No,
your
I
father showed
didn't.
up in your life in
I
different
said my
ways.
father was always there, and then some woman made a comment saying, "Well,
You
he
did
shouldn't have
not
been
say that. You
allowed to be
lying.
there." You said he shouldn't have been allowed to be there.
No, I did not. You said your father showed up in different
Marry your
ways.
mom. Wait,
That
no, listen to that.
when you go out in the street, you said
Why
when
your
you go out
daddy
in
marry
the
your mama?
street, people know who your daddy is. So somebody else said, so you got
Ma'am, I
street
said
cred
Why
over
your
clearly
your
at the
daddy your
daddy.
mama?
beginning of all this, I said my daddy was in my life, and then
Why
even
your
when
daddy didn't marry your
times when I'm
mama?
not around my dad, people
You
know my
said in
dad, so
different
his
ways.
influence always guided me. The most dangerous people always say, "Hey, come hang with us." Everyone wanted to be around me,
You
right?
know
So
this
when it
just
come
proved
down
your
to it,
mama wasn't responsible with
my
her
dad comes by
coochie.
my house. He's hooking up a 4-wheeler that he just bought for me in my living room while my stepdad is sitting on the couch. but they was cool. My stepdad, my dad bought all type of stuff for me and came inside of my house around my mom and my stepdad, and nothing was wrong with it.
All right,
At
so
all.
I'm not saying that your dad wasn't there, right? So your biological
so
dad was there, but my point is why at any time.
Hold on, B-Ray. 1 second. Mac, what type of mother would you say you have? Honestly.
What context?
Like describe her character.
Well, I would say that my mom is a go-getter. She's very committed to success, and she's a clean person. She's going to clean up all day, every day. If she told me to clean my room and I didn't clean my room, I come home from school, my room is cleaned, right? She didn't clean my whole room and everything.
Man,
so my
I think
mom
she acting
is
like your mother's
my
character.
mom is just she a good person. Like, I don't understand the question.
Let
Like,
him finish, y'all. Let him finish. Go ahead.
so I'm just saying, like, my mom was a virgin when she had me and my sister with my dad. He was the first person that she had, laid down with and stuff like that. It's just that my dad was he was the dude. All the women in the neighborhood wanted my dad. He had the money, he had the look, so it's like it was hard for him to resist those temptations, and he wind up being a man. In which now
That's
in
not
my
a man.
life,
Your daddy
I
like
now
that,
believe
like
that
discipline.
now I believe that men should be able to have multiple wives. I don't believe that men should be restricted to just having one wife. Especially my father. I don't think my father should have been restricted to have one wife when he was the dude. I don't.
It's so sad that you idolize this man that never literally created. He created broken homes. He never literally found a woman, decided that he was going to build with a woman and have a family. You go straight. You're
Yeah, I
idolizing
know. I
a
don't know
man.
why
You're
y'all niggas with
idolizing a
baby daddy
man
culture
who literally
confused with
left you.
polygamy.
He left you with your mama. Your mama married another man. Another man saw your mama, chose your mama, married your mama, raised you. Your daddy came in for Christmas, Easter, and your birthday.
Man, you didn't hear the
and
part
you
where I said my
idolize
mom
him.
decided to leave my dad? He didn't leave her, she left him.
Man, your
Your mother
daddy
left
treated
your
your
daddy
mama
because
like
your
a
daddy was
hoe.
a whore. What are we talking about? Your daddy didn't sit up and create and
The
give
thing
your
is,
mama any
the
reason to
thing
be with
is,
him.
hold on,
He
hold
was
on,
a
hold on. The
whore.
thing
Didn't
is
you say
that,
that your daddy
Your
had a
daddy
child with another
treated
woman
your
while your mama
mama
was
like
pregnant?
a hoe.
But the thing
bro,
about it
that don't
is
even make no sense. You sound stupid.
no,
And
you
hold
now listen.
on, real
You
quick. Hold on.
idolize
The
a
thing is
man
being
who
treated
left
like
you
a
on
hoe
the stoop
means that
with
you're
your
being
mama for
promiscuous. It
another
means
man
that
to
you're giving your
raise. You
body to
sound
men, right?
crazy.
But my
Your
daddy
mama
going
gave
out
her
there
body
and
to a
smashing a
man.
bunch of
Your
women,
mama
it
gave her
doesn't mean
body
he
to a man that
treated a
didn't
woman like
promise
a
her
hoe. It
anything.
means he was
Your
being a
mama
hoe in the
gave
streets.
your
So you
mama
don't
gave
even
her
know
body to
definition.
a
Your
And
man
therefore to
who
try to
daddy
still wasn't no
disrespect
treated
my
damn
your
mom.
mama
good.
If you
like
was in
You
a
my
you
face
you
and
you
said that,
jumbo.
I would slap
idolize
you
a
in your
man that
dick
wasn't no
sucker.
good. You
And
sound
probably put a
weird.
couple
Nah,
shells in
man.
you.
All right, so hold on 1 second. Hear me out. So
No,
hold on
so
1 second.
that boy, stop playing with my mama, bro. Y'all do this internet shit. You wouldn't say that to another
Man,
man in his
your
face.
daddy treated
That's
your
whole
mama
shit.
like a jump off.
Man, shut your
You
pussy ass
said
up.
it.
You don't even
You
No,
show
said
your
it.
face. Why would you
All
talk about a
these
nigga
women
look,
mama?
man,
wanted
He
my
power
I hate
daddy.
utility.
disrespecting his
Hold on
character.
Nigga
1
don't even
second.
show
Your
how he
daddy
look
was
when
a
you want to
hoe
talk about
Hold
another
before
nigga
your
on
mama.
1
mama
second.
Shut
gave
your
it
pussy
to her.
ass up, boy.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on, that boy and
Dick
Matt.
sucker.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Let Yoshi and Mac have a conversation about his mother.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Yeah, shut up, dick sucker. Say yes,
Okay, so
ma'am, and go
Mac.
sit in the corner
Mac.
very quietly, pussy.
Okay, Mac. So go ahead and respond to what Yoshi was saying, Mac.
I couldn't hear what she was saying because all these people was talking over her.
Okay, I'll say it again because I'm not disrespecting that your mother raised you. What I'm disrespecting, I'm not disrespecting, period. It's two different conversations. One, you have a mother that raised you. Two, you have a woman that was in a relationship with a man that created you. So I'm speaking about the woman that was with a man that created you, not the woman that raised you, because she could be an excellent mother. What I'm saying is that your mother chose to lay down with a man that she knew wasn't no damn good. It's no such thing as somebody being one way and then all of a sudden they pop up and then present themselves a totally different way. So your mama being from the same hood, she knew who your daddy was. But the sad thing is that you idolize the man that left your mama that you love as a baby mama and not the man that stood in the paint to give your mother the respectability factor of being a wife. So you had an opportunity to make a decision for yourself as a man. You can look at those two individuals and get information from both. Say, this is my father, I love him, I like certain attributes about him, but this is Mr. Henry, who was there with my mother. I love him too as a man, as a person, but I don't like the way my mother was able to do so. And then glean from the two and create a situation for yourself that you want to follow. Instead of doing that, you idolizing your father who came on Christmas, Easter, your birthdays with gifts versus the man who gave your mother the wife title, respectability factor, and said, I believe that a man should have multiple women. Listen, a man needs to be able to create a home where children have both their mother and their father in an environment where he creates stability and security. Going around here dropping your seed off to every woman because you can is not what a man does. It's what dogs do. It's what animals do. We are a superior species. So therefore, we're not supposed to be doing that kind of crazy shit.
Okay, so in the Bible, it says it is okay for a man to have a multitude of
Oh my
wives.
God.
My father was essentially a king, right? So when it comes, hold on, why y'all keep cutting me off? Look, so when it comes down to it, that means that you're scum of the earth because you're the same woman. You trying to take yourself out of the
Bruh,
box
I'm
and say,
not
well,
gonna let
oh,
you
your
die
mama
with
this, your mama that. You that low down dirty bitch who wanted a man to take care of you and your kids. Goofy, what is you talking about? You the one who wanted a man to come help you, and you feel it's wrong if men ain't helping y'all. It's you're talking about, goofball. When it
No,
comes
but
down to
Mac,
me,
no,
you're
I'm
talking
tired
about
of
my
niggas
mom.
picking and
But you're
choosing.
in the same
Y'all
seat as my
niggas be,
mom.
hold
I
up.
feel like it is wrong for a woman to leave a man because he cheats. That's social. That's social society from this
Oh my
whitey
God.
Western culture that's
Big
teaching
Sam,
you a man should have one wife.
Hold
So you're
up.
trying to be like the white
Can I
woman,
say
and
something?
that's how
I
you
feel
end up
like
by
I'm
yourself.
qualified to
Hold on,
answer
one
this. If
second.
somebody,
Let that man
Y'all
finish,
see how
bro.
they
Let that
talk
man
all over
finish.
my shit
One
though?
second.
no,
Big
I was gonna
Sam, I
let you
didn't.
finish, but my
Big
thing is
Sam, I
like y'all.
didn't
I'm tired
receive
of
Man,
y'all
it.
shut
with
your
this
bitch ass
CIA
up.
babble.
Hold
This
on,
CIA
wait
babble.
1
Hold
second.
up.
Nah, I'm gonna let you
Big
finish.
I
Shut
Sam,
your
never
dick
hold
disrespect
sucking
your
on.
ass
mama
up.
or none of them, so don't call
So
me
hold
no
on
bitch.
1
Yeah,
second.
shut your
One
bitch
second.
ass up, hoe
1
ass nigga.
second. 1 second. Big Sam, I didn't receive it yet, so I don't know what to do, babe. 1 second. Poochie honey, they paid to drop you, babe. Sorry. Hold
Hey,
tight.
Diamond, I'm gonna step down also. But thanks for your time in the box. No, enjoy. This is outside my round. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, babe. Okay. Okay, Big Sam, I just got it. Now let me see what I gotta do. Hold on. Oh. Drop that boy immature ass and go sit in your lonely, depressed ass corner. Sorry.
Kings have queens. He treats your mama like a hoe.
Uh,
All that internet thugging can't even show your face. That's wild. That a real man don't do that. I knew that.
oh.
Your camera.
So let me say this. I know that on this Good Friday, y'all not making me come up here and defend motherfucking Mac. Okay? I know y'all not coming up here making me defend Mac. Now, this young man is promoting marriage. Marry before you carry. And y'all up here telling him, well, your mama wasn't married. So what that's supposed to mean? That he's supposed to make exceptions for the married before you carry because his mama wasn't married? Huh? No. He's saying his mama was wrong. This is a man that stood in the paint just now and said, my mama wasn't wrong. But y'all done called his mama a hoe. Lord Jesus. Not a hoe. A hoe. Called her a hoe. Now, Mac, I can't agree with you. I cannot get with the whole men need to have multiple wives thing because in this economy, you need to stick with one. Okay? You need to stick with one in this economy. But I will say he is promoting marry before you carry. What's wrong with that?
They not trying to hear that, Keith.
He also said that his mama was wrong for not
She
keeping
keep
his
trying to go back to
daddy.
somebody's mama to
She,
take it off of
now I'm
you.
going back to your mama because you came up here with talk about people mamas. That's what you came up here to talk about. So we gonna talk about your mama first because your mama first because that's the one you know.
Why
You
we
don't know
can't?
my mama. Back to what I was saying because his mama didn't stay with his daddy while he was cheating on her. Now he just said that it's okay to have as many wives as you want to have. He said that. He also turned around and said that the woman is wrong because she need to marry before she carried. But his mama carried his ass and didn't marry nobody
So
except the man.
what part
He
of me
said,
saying that she was
he
wrong
turned
don't you
around and said
understand,
that
you
the man
dumbass?
his mama married was
What
a
part of
lame
me saying that
because
she
she
was
gave
wrong
him
don't you
his
understand?
whole check.
You keep going back
He
to,
is
well, your
taking
mama
care of
did
his
that means it's
mama,
cool.
and he
You
called this
sound
man
stupid.
a lame.
Can we have a real
He called the
conversation?
man that is taking care of his mama, who married his mama, a lame, and called his daddy a star. Now
But you
I got to
missing
go
what
back
he's
to
saying
Dr.
though.
Seuss
You
on you.
missing what he
No,
said.
Keith,
The nigga simped out.
no. I got to go back to Dr. Seuss on you because this is the book called The Stars on Dars. See, in that book, if you got a star on Dars, that means you good. If you didn't have a star, that means you wasn't great. So he put a star on his daddy and put nothing on the man who carried his
All the
mama.
baby mamas is mad right now.
I
This is
do
a baby mama
agree.
issue.
So
No
I
baby
do
mama
agree,
is bad.
Taz. I do agree that he idolizes his dad. He does
Okay.
idolize his dad, which I don't think that is
Shouldn't he?
which. But but hear me out. I'm not saying that he shouldn't idolize his dad in some ways, but the same way that you can hold your mom accountable and say that she was wrong, you had to say that your dad was wrong too because he was just filling the season, right?
Believe my dad was wrong. I used to believe he was wrong when I was a child, but now that I have grown up and I have learned the Bible, I don't believe he was wrong.
But
I believe it's okay for a man to have multiple wives. I don't
He
believe he was
wasn't
wrong.
married to none of those women though, Matt.
The thing is, hold on. You can't. The thing is, he would have married, but the society is not preaching about marriage. They're not teaching you the values of marriage.
Well,
They're just teaching you
that. That's not his fault though.
Don't go have
That's his
children
fault,
too
man.
soon. Don't go marry the wrong person. They're
But that's
teaching you to
his
be
fault,
cautious
man.
about these things.
That's his fault though. So my thing
He's
is this:
saying
like
marry before carry.
you can't hold your mom accountable and at the same time give your dad and get off your dad. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to find a word for it.
No, the reason
It
why
happens all the
she
time.
decided to
It
leave.
After he died, she burned
They
the child.
both was wrong. They both.
No, I don't
happens
think
all
my
the
dad was
time
wrong at
where
all. I
they
think my mom was wrong.
idolize the absent parent, or even he wasn't absent in this case, but they idolize the other parent, and it's often the father.
Poochie, hold on one second. Poochie, it is not 2 galaxies to come back. It is 2 diamond money guns to come back, Poochie. 2 diamond money guns to come back, or send 60 to the CA, which is the Black Diamond Show 1.
Let me get down and let Pooch come up here and get this seat next to Lorix next to me with his old battery.
No, he's not gonna pay the he's not gonna pay that to come back.
Oh,
Yeah. Go ahead though.
Mac, I want to know how it's so convenient for you to pick the Bible up and put it down. Pick from it and then put it back down.
Hold on. Towns, honey. Yeah. I don't know if you knew it was coming, but they paid to drop you and they said, drop Towns, please. Happy Friday. So Towns, I can't let you back up when you come back up because
You gotta go to Tokyo's anyway.
you gotta. Oh, Tokyo. Oh, okay. So yeah, Towns. He said, why? Why what, Towns? They paid to drop you, baby. That's why
Valentino.
you gotta pay to come back. Towns. They paid to drop you, baby. Now I don't know why. You gotta ask them. Why? Okay. I can't help you on that. Just ask in the comments who paid to drop me and I want to know why. Okay. And maybe you'll get an answer in the comments. Go ahead. Sorry.
Comes down to picking the Bible up and putting it back down. I'm not doing that. I'm actually reading the Bible for what it says, not what man told you it said, but what you can go and look back and it still says. So the Bible says it's okay for a man to have a multitude of wives. And the white tea society has convinced you that it's wrong. And what's going on in this country? We're only 13% of the nation. When you go to vote for something, it don't matter because it ain't enough black people. And when this happens, our father said, be fruitful and multiply. Men go take multiple wives, which recreates you and gives us a stronger vote and keeps our race alive. We've been here for 350,000 years practicing polygyny. This is how we have survived.
The white people invented monogamy. They only been here 3,000 years. Why you think their numbers are low? And why you think our numbers are below replacement level? It's because we're practicing something that's new and that will not sustain us.
Okay, well, the word is
Okay,
polygamy.
hold up, Yoshi. I wanna withdraw my defense.
Okay, the word is polygamy.
Apologize, Keith. You gonna apologize, Keith?
Oh, no, ma'am. There's polygamy and there's also polygyny.
I'm sorry.
Polygyny and polygamy is two different things.
No. What you're talking about is polygamy. Number one. Secondly, the operative word that you spoke about from the Bible is a man married. And if you look at what it was and what it is, Islam is probably closest to what you're talking about. And in Islam, it says that a man, if he cannot take care of the woman, should not even bother that woman. So it's not about a man getting with a woman, marrying a woman, having a family, and then all of a sudden he can't take care of them. You should be able to take care of the women that you interact with. And so if a man is not able to keep women at the same standard of living, each of them, then he should not be with said women. So you can't have it one way and not have it all ways. If you're going to be out here with multiple women, you need to make sure that you keep all of those women who are having your children to a standard of living that is acceptable to the society by which they live in. But most of y'all Negroes that believe that bullshit don't do that. You will lay down with, stay with, put your feet up, and when you're tired or when you want to move on, that's what the fuck you do. You move the fuck on, and then all of a sudden your children sitting there with hands up, looking through the window, hoping that you come and visit because you ain't got time for them. That is the problem. Don't sit up here and glorify a lifestyle when 9 times out of 10 y'all can't afford to keep it anyway.
So the Bible says that a man should marry a
Mac have kids. No.
Hold on, Chastity. 1 second, please. Mac, they muted you, honey, for 5 minutes, babe. Sorry. Go
Can I
ahead.
say something, Diamond? Good morning, Diamond. One thing about Mac is, however, sometimes it will be off base, but he does do he does his due diligence. He likes to look things up and do research. And so, what he was saying about the colonialization, hold on, man, don't do me like that, please. I'm just saying that as far as the colonialization and being forced with monogamy, he's absolutely right about that. When they was going on the Christian crusades, this is what they were doing to shorten down our numbers. So it all comes from the Christian crusades in the 4th century AD. That's about 1,800 years, 1,600 and something years ago. So when you look at it, yes, Chastity, and you guys are saying logically, a man might change.
Sorry, Potts. Sorry, babe, they got you.
Oh, you see how they do y'all over here cheating and stuff? Because Potts knew the information, y'all couldn't stand it.
I'm finna get you.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on 1 second, please. Okay, so hear me out. Potts, they got you. Sorry. Mac, they paid for you for 5 minutes, honey. You can't come off mute. You have to do your time unless it starts or it will start over, okay? So I have to put you back on 5 minutes mute time. All right. I will let you know.
Or you can pay 2 galaxies to come off mute.
Or you can pay 2 galaxies to come on mute. Okay, here we go. 5 minutes. Okay.
Hey, Diamond, thank you for letting me up. I got a meeting with a parent. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great day.
You too, babe. Okay. Sophie, honey, you know you're in the box?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
Hey, Sophie. I just wanted to say something to Mac. So the Old Testament, let me go inside because this damn lawn guy is making so much noise. So the Old Testament did state that men to have multiple wives. However, the New Testament in Matthew and Mark 10:6-9, God say, hold on to singular wife, just one wife. He who find a man, find it a good thing. So Mac, you're wrong. If you're going to read the Bible, you got to read the whole thing.
Mac, don't come off mute, babe. You still got your 5 minutes. Don't come off. You're on the timer.
That's all.
Be strong.
That's all I had to say, Diamond.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Chastity. You can finish saying what you was gonna say to
Somebody asked Mac, I'm going to answer the questions that was in the comments. They said, do Mac have kids? No, Mac's sperm count is low because one time when he was getting ready to have a kid, he couldn't have one, so the girl moved down the street on another side of town. Then Mac followed this girl to the other side of town where she was with the new dude.
Be strong, Mac. Don't come off mute. Be strong, Mac.
He followed the girl that was married to Mac, was going to get married to Mac in the house. She followed her down the street and moved next to this girl with her and her husband. So no, Mac been on this app for 3 years, preaching the same rhetoric. Mac ain't showed up with a nut or a woman yet. We've not seen one. Then on top of that, Mac comes over here and reads the Bible totally backwards. He started from Leviticus to Genesis he started adding in books we ain't never even heard of. That's what Mac does. Then on top of that, he want to come over here and tell us to be better women than his mama. Then say his daddy is a pimp, so we need to pat his ass on the back. No. When I get off this app, I'm finna go back and get every last one of my Dr. Seuss books and come read them on the Diamond Show. Y'all is hell. Just hell.
Thank y'all so much, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Be strong, Mac. Be strong, baby. You still got a couple minutes. Be strong, baby.
I can't wait to Mac get off mute so we can hear the rest of this rhetoric that's gonna come out the back of his ass, because it's not gonna come out his mouth. I'm so sick of every time he bring his ass over here. He come over here with stuff that don't. He come over here and tell y'all stuff about stuff that nobody wants to hear on his show. He gets dropped from his own show. It is sad.
Now, why you got that terrorize this man?
I mean, every day. If y'all go over there and listen to Mac, the people on Mac tell Mac to shut up on his own stuff. It's
First
sad.
it was Josh, and now it's Jesse.
I just can't believe it. Then he want to tell us about some stuff in the Bible he ain't read it. I just don't understand it. I want Mac to pay to drop me. Pay to drop me. I'm waiting on it.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, babe.
He just got to activate that City Boy card, man. You're going to be good. Trust me.
I don't care. I was trying to say, keep in the comments, don't do it. Now he got to go hide in the wilderness because this man done said something else crazy.
Wait, Chastity. So you mean to tell me, Chastity, that he goes live and women listen to this bull crap?
Yes.
They
don't listen to it. They go against Mac every day. Mac hold live just so people can go. We don't even know why Mac hold live.
He had a cult or something. He was developing a cult or something. Okay.
Oh no.
They don't listen to him either, huh?
They don't even let Mac's supposed to be a red pill and the blue pills don't want to hear him.
Oh,
so
okay,
you already know. You already know.
Checkmate.
No, I don't listen to. I don't care nothing about what Mac talking about, because Mac can tell you one thing and Mac be doing, and then tell you that he wants some ass tomorrow. I cannot listen to Mac. Mac ain't gonna be a Christian and a sinner at the same time. Mac ain't gonna do that with me. No, I can't wait for Mac to come off live so we can hear the rest of this rhetoric that he gonna pull out the back of his earmuffs. Cause we can't believe. Did you put your jacket on when you was in school? Cause I can't believe it.
Be strong, Mac.
Y'all ain't heard. I wish Mac would get off this mic and tell you the story about when Mac had this girl in his house. This girl was in the house with Mac. The girl started talking to somebody else while in the house with Mac and found out Mac couldn't make a nut child nothing. Moved down the street from Mac. And Mac, this girl gets pregnant and Mac go move in the same neighborhood with this girl. See, y'all don't know these. Y'all better start listening.
He ain't picked up on the context clue.
Those are the stories.
He ain't picked up on the context clue.
Nothing.
You're good, Mac.
He burning. He burning. Mac walking so hard.
Mac, you can come off mute.
Y'all hard on Mac.
I'm done now.
All right, now hold on.
Please.
So hear me out, y'all. Hear me out, please. Mac just sat there, did his time for 5 minutes. So now we have to allow Mac to respond. Go ahead, Mac. Now hear me out, Mac. Please be careful with the profanity. TikTok has changed its rules. Go ahead.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thanks for giving me a little time because I was very patient while these people was brutally harassing me and calling me every name instead of a child of God. Can I say it again? Instead of a child of God. So when you read the Bible, that verse in Matthew she's talking about, she's obviously delusional because it's talking about divorce. And this is the problem with Christians. Christians went around unaliving people saying that you have to believe in the religion in this type of way, right? But the Bible says do not unalive people, right? So those Christians were not real believers of the Bible. Jesus never called himself a Christian. It was Paul the apostle who was first called a Christian in Antioch, right? So the Bible is about a men. It's a book of men who have a multitude of wives. Even God said, I have given you your master's house and your master's wives, right? So going back to what Serenity over there said, I ain't gonna even say her name right. I'm gonna call her Serenity today. She was not pregnant at that time when I decided to move into that neighborhood. I lived in the neighborhood with her. It was a nice neighborhood. The houses were big and the houses were cheap. So when I bought my house, I bought a house in that same neighborhood so I could get the best for my money. So of course, if I told a dude,
but you bought a house in the same neighborhood after y'all broke up. So you, right?
After we broke up, I bought a house in that neighborhood because it was a nice neighborhood and the houses was cheap and the houses was big. I got a living room and a den in my house. I have a nice house. I moved here because of the house. And I told her boyfriend when I did run into him 2 years, a year later, I told him if I'd have caught you a year ago, I'd have did you something. I told him to his face. So I don't understand why y'all feel some type of way about it. When I walked up to him in his face and told him that shit. And he didn't do shit. So it is what it is. So I moved on with my life. I'm having fun and I'm enjoying being with a multitude of women. And I'm enjoying finding myself.
Wait. You said a multitude of women. How many women are you enjoying being with? Can we get a number, please?
What happens is by me living in New Orleans, I run into some women who are 304s and they got a lot of 304 friends. And sometimes you meet the ringleader, right? When you meet the ringleader of the 304s, you tapped into all the 304s. And that's basically what happened. I get lucky and I meet the ringleader and she presents me to all her homegirls.
Oh.
So you're a trick.
I don't spend no money. I just find women they like to do sexual activity and they like to hang around other people that like sexual activity.
So they do it for free?
With for fun and the experience. It be blowing my head. They're like, wow.
You ain't selling me on that one. I think you're a trick.
Hold on one second. Let me say this to y'all. Hold on. Mac ain't giving no woman no money.
See, I ain't paid to get off mute, huh?
Mac ain't giving no woman. Mac is another Mr. Washington. Well,
good morning, Diamond.
I'll take that back, but he ain't giving a woman no money.
I'm about to say, what's the Yelp reviews? Because we don't know what the Yelp reviews is. You can't compare him to Washington without the Yelp reviews.
That's why I said I take that back. That's why I said I take that back.
The Washington on a whole nother level with it.
Right. That's why I said I take that back. But go ahead. Y'all gotta listen to a story. Go ahead, Privilege. Hey.
You know. Good morning. The thing is, live your best life, brother. I'm just a little concerned because you can get herpes from kissing, right?
That's what God has blessed me so much that I have such a high body count. I stopped counting when I was in the hundreds. And guess what? I ain't got no diseases. I go get my checkups. I'm perfectly healthy. And I sit back and I reflect and I say, oh, I dodged the bullet.
HPV doesn't show up in men.
That's a lie. You got HPV. Stop it.
You know it don't show up in men, right?
One of y'all one at a time. Hold on.
You know it don't show up in men, right? Go ahead, Mr. Keith.
Go ahead, Privilege. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying I'm like, if you're living your life, live your life, right? I'm more on the safety side of things. HPV doesn't show up in men, and then women get cancer years down the road not knowing that it came from you. And like at the end of the day, you can get herpes from kissing. So when people are like, oh, well, I didn't do this, it doesn't matter. That's the type of climate that we live in.
HPV do show up in men though.
Oh, it doesn't.
Honestly, I feel what you're saying.
It shows up as genital.
Who's kissing in 2026?
A lot of people. Depends on where you live. Your reality ain't somebody's reality in LA.
Good morning, babe. Rip
Depending on
Saw
where you
said
are.
who's kissing in 26. Oh,
I don't know. If your life is
Quiet.
vanilla, speak for yourself.
Mac, do y'all have a Charlie in y'all neighborhood and a lady named Miss Lamar?
That's the tradition. They said, don't blame Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie is just a man. So when y'all talk about a traditional man, Mr. Charlie had a multitude of women, and those women stood in their place. They did not give him confusion or break up the family because of it. That our union stayed strong, and that's why they had to come with Tulsa. That's why they had to come with Black Wall Street to destroy us, because we stood strong. We stood together. Even when the black man went out the household, the women still stood by
Can't
his side.
pronounce not one T, can you? Just strong, straight, street.
Strong.
Not one T was pronounced. Back off.
Just say road next time.
I'm from New Orleans. We don't say all our words the way that everybody else say them. Okay, we
I know y'all
shorten
say
things up.
burl and Earl. Like,
Say Earl and Burl and stuff like that.
Earl.
We're going to make groceries. We don't say we're going to the grocery store. We're going to make groceries.
okay. So Mac,
Let's admit it, Diamond. We've been brainwashed, right? The reality is women don't care.
okay, women don't care, and what else?
Don't care about a man having more than one woman. It's just that you're being taught that this is wrong, but you're accepting of it. When the man cheat, you don't leave him. You go tell everybody. When the man get cheated on, he gonna act like it didn't happen. He gonna try to play like he was the player and it was his fault. That's the difference. Y'all are okay with a man. A lot of these women are attracted to other women as well. A lot of them put rainbows in their bios. This is human nature for a man to have a multitude of wives and those women to also keep each other company. That's why you got to go out to these girls' nights. That's why you got to keep consistently being around this group of females, because you need that. A man, once he gets a good woman, he inside. He don't even want to come outside no more. Some of my friends, you got to go stand in front of their door like they're a child. I'm just saying.
Good morning, Diamond. Good morning, Pamela. Hey, Matt, don't you know?
Did somebody call me a sissy?
No, not me.
Oh.
Hey, Mac, don't you know having more than one woman in the same house, they menstrual cycle will synchronize? You know that, right?
Yeah, that lets you know that God, he when they pair together, he makes their stuff sync like that. That's what God is doing.
So how are you taking care of more than one woman, bro?
In the Bible, which is different from the Quran, it says that you can marry a virtuous woman. It says a virtuous woman is a woman who gets her wives just the night and provide portions of food for her family and female servants. And she shall purchase land from her own earnings, not from her husband, and create and purchase a field and create a vineyard. And she shall create clothing from her hands and sell these things as a merchant. So a virtuous woman is a woman who creates economics. So if I'm a man of the Bible and not the Quran, I'm marrying women who also create resources. That's the difference.
I asked you how you are taking
About
care.
what you asked me, sir, I'm going off the Bible. I don't care about what you're asking me. I only care about things that pertain to what the Bible said.
Y'all see what we dealing with? Diamond, what have we done to deserve this? He'll be off here soon, all right?
Tell me, how can we get to Sesame Street? How you get to Sesame Street?
I've heard a double-minded man is unstable in all their ways. So you're talking about having fun with 304s. You're talking about being a righteous man, a king with multiple wives. Like, you all over the place. Like, you just unstable at this point. Like, the blind lead the blind and they all fall in the ditch. Who you expect to follow you, Mac?
Ladies, we're all lonely. We're all on the internet bashing the opposite gender. Wouldn't it be beautiful if we could come together in any type of magnitude? Instead of the woman hate group over there with 30 women in it, how about we introduce them to 10 men? We don't have enough men in this country to give every woman a husband. And I think that's the problem. If you want men to play stepdads and this and that, yeah, men are willing to do that. But you got to allow us to be in our natural nature as well.
Keith, hey, that's just 1 minute, Mac. Keith, unmute, Keith.
Yes.
Keith, I need to understand something. And you came up here because he was promoting marriage.
Hold on, Chastity. 1 second.
I know, girl. Don't nail it to the crowd.
Hold on, Chastity. 1 second. Mac, baby, they paid to drop you, babe. Damn. Sorry. Damn.
Just like old times, isn't it, Mac?
And the sad thing is, I know it was a bunch of Christians who paid to drop. I just know it, Lord.
Because I didn't understand him because he was all over the place.
So when it came to his mom, and he said what he said about his stepdad, and he said he didn't want to be a stepdad. He didn't like the way his mom was treating his stepdad. Also stated his stepdad was a pushover. I mean, some things he was saying kind of make a little sense, just a little bit.
Ooh, Diamond, when I get out, is this Diamond 3? I'm finna block this page. Jesus, I know she didn't say just
Hi, Diamond. I just wanted to say one thing real quick, and then I'm gonna drop after I say it. As a representative of the poly community, he is not one of us. That's all I wanted to say. That is all I wanted to say. That baby's confused. That's it. That's all.
He's confused about the poly.
So he was mentioning men having several wives and all of his foolishness. And I know there's a lot of people in here that are going to equate that to poly. And I just wanted to say, he's not one of us. That's all. That's it. That's all. He is not one of us.
Isn't Polly having multiple wives? And you just said that was foolishness.
Sugarfoot, I said what he was saying was foolishness. That's what I said. I said what he said was foolishness.
I know you fucking but they just paid to bring Matt back.
Oh Lord Jesus, why?
I know you fucking lying.
You know they always bring that. They always pay to bring him back.
They just paid to bring Mac back.
Sickening. I cannot.
Macalicious. I know you fucking lying.
I'm good. I'm gonna be in the comments. No, thank you.
Oh shit, y'all. Hold on. Let me see. Oh.
Thank you very much for my support. I appreciate you for coming in there and doing what's right. It's the return of the Mac. They mad. The Christians are mad. The Christians are changing their religion. We're starting an uproar. I appreciate you. Show them what's real and show them what's logical. We want to have a conversation. We don't want to argue. We don't want to fight. We don't want to call names. We want to get to the knowledge. Thank you. Let's clap it up for that person.
So Matt, the person that paid to bring you back, I don't think they are a supporter. I just think they with the shits. It's Friday.
I want to call them my supporter today. Is that okay?
Okay. You got it, baby. Okay.
Return of the Mac.
Okay.
So you notice, Miss, I just wanted to say he was this and that. She just hurry up and dropped, right? Your opinion is good until it has to stand up against another person's opinion.
Okay. John, honey, do you know you're in the box? John, honey, you're on mute, babe. You're on mute. Okay. Go ahead, Mac.
So Diamond, I agree. Like when it comes down to how my stepdad was treated, he was not treated with respect. And I've seen him disrespected in multiple ways. Like, so as a boy who was in this situation and saw the results of you stepping up for it.
God damn. Ooh. Mac. Here's the thing. They just sent a substantial amount. Ooh. Yeah. Sorry, Mac.
We'll see you Monday, Mac. We'll see you Monday.
Yeah, Monday I'll have to do it. Sorry, Mac. God damn. Ooh.
That a Mac didn't last that long. Yeah, there was dismissal of the Mac really quick.
It was definitely a short film.
Damn, Mike. Damn, Mike. Mike ain't been around long. Damn, Mike. Ooh. Mac just came back from vacation and we ain't seen Mike in a long time. And damn, Mac. Damn. Y'all tap the screen, y'all tap the screen. Hashtag FYP in the comments. Let's get back to the topic. Oh, not the comments.
Did y'all hear that?
Coach I say how much to bring him back. Diamond, how much I'm bringing him back. You not gonna bring him back because you ain't gonna pay it. You not gonna bring him back because you're not gonna pay it. You not. You just want to know so you can add up. So you can figure it out. You ain't gonna bring him back. You're not. I know you're not. All right? I know you're not. How many diamond money guns? Y'all ain't gonna do that either. You ain't gonna do that either. Trust me. You're not. Mm-hmm. Because you don't even grab a daily heart meeting, so I know you're not gonna pay to go back. I know you're not gonna pay to bring him back. He asked the price. He's being nosy. He's being nosy. He's being nosy. Mac in the comments talking about what they seeing. Mac, you ain't gonna pay to come back. You just being nosy. You just being nosy. You ain't gonna pay to come back. Yeah, I just want to know. Now, good morning, Elo, y'all. Good morning. Yeah, they just want to know. You ain't gonna do it. Y'all, you know, some folks, y'all be in here trying to count pockets and things. Add them up. Calculator. Y'all tap the screen. I'm not even finna fall for what y'all put in the comments. Trying to add it up. Add it up. No math. Go ahead, Keith. Rib sauce, you rib sauce? Okay.
Well, Diamond, I said what I had to say. I'm about to go. Y'all have a great day. Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend.
I agree. I think we beat this topic to the ground. We did.
We did beat it to the ground.
We did. I mean, at the end of the day, now we know that you shouldn't expect any kind of gratitude as a step parent, which is going to cause people to not.
I will say this.
Why would they do this?
For the future. Is something going on in the world today with the stepfathers? Is this going to stop men from stepping up and being with women with children? Is this going to stop the stepfathers from doing that? I just want to know.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Not necessarily. This is the dark part of this is the dark part of like what could go wrong, but there are plenty step fathers out there that get huge respect and has been in children's life for pretty much all their lives, and I don't think this I mean, it may deter some, but I don't think it's gonna, not in the real world.
I mean, if I was a man, I'll push back. if I was, because like, I mean, you know, it's what everything that I'm doing. Thank you so much, babe. Thank you, honey. Thank you, Miss Wilson, y'all. Thank y'all so much, babe. Everything that I'm doing is gonna, you know, like go in vain.
But that's not true. But see, Diamond, that's not true because, like I said, some stepfathers get huge and mad respect. We're just talking about the like most diabolical side of it. But this doesn't, you know, fit all the cases for all stepfathers out there. So,
okay.
Good morning this morning, Diamond.
Good morning, Hell Kid.
Good morning, y'all. I just want to say this because I think a lot of times I listen to y'all talk all day. I listen to y'all talk when I come into these lives, and I listen to people's responses and everything, every topic. So I correlate different topics. I put them together. So you guys were speaking about the village. And when I was catching up with this topic from Barney, I realized something that for me, they weren't going together because I feel like, I'm not saying that the stepfather was not done wrong. I completely blame the mother for that. I think she had a lot of influence over the daughter, which is a young mind. And having that much influence over her daughter, she should have done right by that as the village, quote unquote, right? But the stepfather, when he stepped in, of course, he should have been, you know, he should have felt a type of way. But that was a time to a teaching lesson. That was a moment for a teaching lesson, not to be like, don't call me daddy anymore. That was harsh. And I think that, you know, how we have that generational trauma that we always speak about, that's traumatizing to a child. Although her mom had a lot of influence over the decision that she made, that's still, you know, added trauma for no reason. That was an opportunity to have a discussion about the way that she made him feel.
But let me
because
ask
you
you a
can't
question.
go through.
So,
Who
Hell
said
Kid,
that?
why do women expect so much out of a man? And and majority of them, all they asking for is to be respected, and you know what I'm saying, and appreciated. Why you understand what I'm saying? Like,
Why do they yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like wholeheartedly the mother was wrong. She was the adult in the situation, and she started this whole chaotic situation because I don't think if this father had been and this stepfather had been in this child's life for 17 years, no question. If it was only one ticket left to give away, that stepfather should have received that ticket. No question.
yeah, fashion, honey.
But because she added all this confusion and she was influencing. You talking, Diamond?
Yo, go ahead, babe. I'm listening.
Oh yeah, she added all this confusion and she influenced that daughter because I think she was wrong. I'm not saying she was right at all. The stepfather had an opportunity to say and to speak to that child, to show that child different. He had an opportunity because his feelings was hurt, rightfully so. And he could have said, look, just in the future, you do not treat people like this, especially people that have been there for you, especially people that have looked out for you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the entire story, but I'm saying the way that he could have driven that conversation with that daughter for her to help her further along in life, because she's going to come into some situations where people are going to be there for her, and she may be like, piss on them because.
Don't you think her mom should teach her that?
Yeah, I'm not taking anything away from the mom. She was wrong. I don't think the mom had enough emotional intelligence throughout this child's life. So if this stepfather was in this child's life the way that those 17 years and they were trying to mature a young adult, I'm not taking the responsibility away from the mom. The mom seems like a nut already. You know what I'm saying? But the father seems like he had more intelligence about him, considering he done stepped in for 17 years to take care of this child that wasn't his. So I'm just looking at these two adults overall and who was possibly the most intelligent to help this child further along. This mother, I don't know. I only heard a response from the dad that was
So,
returned.
so Hellcat, I completely agree with you, right? I completely agree that he had a missed opportunity to really show that child, or to really teach that child how to treat somebody that has been there for you, has been consistent in your life. But with that, through that lens now, because now I'm looking at it through that lens, what was his fatherhood, or his parentship, whatever you want to call it? What was it based in then? It couldn't have been based in something substantial, because like Bernie said, like Bernie said, this situation, even if it's multiple situations, this being such a breakdown that you kind of disown that child and say, hey, I don't want anything to do with you, I'm not your dad anymore. Like, was he ever really a good parent? Or maybe he was just there. Some people just be there.
He act emotionally. That's all feelings I heard, at that moment, like the Bible was saying, my Bible was saying earlier. He act emotionally at that time because feelings were hurt, hearing what you were hearing. But to answer your question though, earlier, Diamond, I think it did leave some type of stent that, we live in a day and age where people are easily influenced, brainwashed. So any man that's a stepfather listening to the story, I'm pretty sure they're gonna do some type of reevaluation.
What do you mean by that, Mr. Washington? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's all. That's all I was saying.
Yeah, so that's why I was just looking, because there's always, I believe in a household, there should always be a balance, right? So listening to that mom and the way she was responding to that stepfather, I know she didn't have any sense. So I would look for him, like just based on the way the story played out, I would look for one of them to be able to lead this young lady. And I wasn't looking at the mom because I just heard how she was responding to him on that call. So I would look at the dad after, you know what I'm saying? Somebody got to have some sense in the house.
Washington said in
Absolutely.
the comments,
Yeah.
Mr. Washington said in the comments, they seek to be a stepdaddy. Mr. Washington said they seek to be a stepdaddy.
Well, Max said that his stepdaddy sought to be a stepdaddy.
So you're saying
Max
that
said
men,
He did say that though.
So y'all saying the men want to be a stepdaddy?
I mean, if they step in that role, I think they should, and then they should be the best that they can be.
Oh, now football season over. It's over. They ain't going to no football game trying to see what the mama got on.
Diamond, a lot of men.
Wait 1 second. Hold on, Rip Sauce. That boy said in the comments, single mamas are easy. God.
Can you keep that?
He would know. He would know. He would know.
Nah, that's stereotype.
He created enough of them. He would know.
Yeah, that's stereotype.
Damn. Go ahead, Sauce. Shit.
A lot of men out here that can't have children on their own. They desire children so much that it's sort of like they turn single women into prey.
Hold on. Mr. Washington said they know you won't leave. What do you mean by that, Mr. Washington? Mr. Washington, I don't understand, baby. I don't understand, baby. You say they know you won't leave. That boy said single moms are easy. Go ahead, Rib.
I have a couple homeboys that's like that. You know what I mean? They can't have children on their own, so they look for women with children, with an absent father, so they can get that experience, or what they feel is that experience. There's a lot of men out here like that. I think when this man, it's unclear whether he has children or not. right? But he shows all the symptoms of that type of man that looks for women with children so he can have his shot at being a father.
Mr. Washington said they use the kids to get to you.
I said that earlier.
But some of them don't even interact with the children.
I said that earlier. They do what they got to do to get the twat.
That desperate of a situation to have to deal with somebody to get the box?
There's a bunch of situations as to what men go through. Hey, I keep telling y'all, woman is man's favorite amusement park.
Y'all don't make straight hood look appealing at all.
The reason why that boy saying single women, what he said, single women or single mothers? He said single mothers.
Single mamas.
Okay, so the reason why he's saying that, because let me just be frank, right?
Now let me hold on. Let me preface this, V-Ray, before you start. He said some men feel that single mothers are easy. That's what he said.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
No. That boy said single mamas are easy.
He said some men feel. I read the same thing. He said some men feel that.
Okay, so I'll still say this. So the reason why some men may feel that single mothers are easy, and I've seen this, and every time I see it, I just
boy did not say that. I didn't hear him say that. Rev Sauce, that boy did not say that. That boy said single mamas are easy. Rev Sauce, what the fuck?
Okay, and whether he said it definitive, if he made a definitive statement, or whether he said some men feel, either way, the men who think that way, they prey on those women because a lot of times those women are desperate financially. You know, they can't, or it's like they're, just trying to make it and raise their kids, and, any extra support helps, and they will lower their or compromise their.
Boy, Rev Sauce, don't get quiet now. I said what the fuck, because Rev Sauce, y'all men take up for me and y'all take up for each other, even though y'all be wrong. So that's why I said what the fuck.
They will.
No, I read what you read. You just cut off the first half of the sentence.
They will compromise their self-worth.
Let me go down. Let me screenshot.
Yeah, go ahead down. I read what you read.
I'm going.
Y'all majoring in a minor.
I'm going.
Y'all dominant stuck on this. I'm gonna say, he made a definitive statement.
Cause he didn't say
they be promising them single mother stability and stuff. Those women are already struggling trying to take care of the kids, and they sometimes compromise their self-worth.
I see it. That boy said diamond with the emojis. Single mamas are easy. He didn't say nothing. He didn't say, but single mamas are easy. Rib Sauce.
Well, I stand corrected.
Now fuck that. You know he didn't say nothing else. You know he didn't say nothing else. Y'all gonna stop playing. Jesus. Go ahead.
And this is why single mothers need to be careful, because there are men that prey on them because of this, and they know it. And they know that they are probably desperate and they need help. And these women are dependent on, they probably be fed lies about these men offering them stability, some type of structure, and they don't get it. And it's just like when they release, y'all know what I mean? They going on about their business, and she's just another, just another one that just been caught up in the whatever you want to call it.
Well, we're not talking about that right now, V-Ray. We're talking about the man that just got caught up in whatever you want to call it.
Well, I'm just commenting on what that boy said.
Go ahead, boss man.
I just want to say this. Y'all coming up with the different categories. Human beings will use anything for whatever they need, men and women. Y'all stop that bullshit talking about goddamn, the men trying to use the women and seek them out. Women seek out men too that's successful when they struggling with some damn churn and bring their ass in there, and sometimes that man being the babysitter and the men use the women too. It's both sides. Y'all stop that bullshit. At the end of the day, the man got caught up and he was in his feelings. Because what y'all try to deny, guess what? Men have feelings. Some might not act out, some will. He just chose to act out. He went off on her. The man, okay, you gotta look at it like this. 17 years of him doing for this family, going to work, busting his ass, god darn it, he gonna act out. I understand what Hellcat was saying about it should be mature heads, but at that time when all that come out, you ain't thinking about that. You think about all the sweat and tears and all the joy that you giving this young girl and her mom to be pushed aside for another knucklehead. Them feelings gonna come out. And that's the problem. That's why you got men's mental health month. Because you got a lot of these dudes that hold shit in, reacting, then they be in the news, unalive the whole damn family. Y'all better be aware and stop playing with people. And luckily that man chose to leave. That woman and men and women need to stop playing with people. You never know how they're going to react mentally, especially all those years of being there for that child. You never know how people going to react. If you know you didn't want that man, you know damn well you're going to use that man, leave that man alone. So he had the right to do whatever he wanted to do. To me, if I already got the apartment and they call me because they can't pay the rent, I'll be like, what you calling me for? I already put the deposit on there. Tell that other dude to come pay the rent. If y'all building a family, tell him to pay that rent. I already got it for you. I already got you a car. If you expect me to pay that note, I ain't paying that. I'm going about my business. But he was in his feeling. He said what he said. Because, like, stepdads, you got some good stepdads out here. I did it. My dad came into my life when I was 7 years old. And him and my mom still married 37 years later. He had a bad stroke. He's in a wheelchair. Guess what? My mom still doesn't say about him. That's my dad. My biological, last time I spoke to him, I was 18. I told him I put my foot in his ass. And I will. But I give a rat shits about him. I raised two children, and I adopted one, and I only got one biological. And got there, there's nothing wrong with being a stepdad. It's all about your own mindset. And you got some evil people out here. You got to be aware. Men or women. Y'all stop that gender shit. Because everybody seeks something to benefit them, no matter what gender you are. Stop that bullshit, man.
On how the angle of what Dat Boy said about men who go after those type of women. That's all. I mean, I understand both do it.
Yeah. Hey, boss man, can you stop real quick? I don't think they can hear us. Boss man, they say they can hear us. Yeah, they can hear us at all in the comments. Nah, we've been talking.
Jordan, can y'all hear us? Put a comment in the chat. If you got an Android, you can hear us. Put a comment in the chat. Put like an Android sign, a robot sign. Because probably iPhone users can't use their phone. You shut your goddamn mouth. You shut your goddamn mouth. You shut your goddamn mouth.
And an
Shut
exploding
your
battery
goddamn
too.
mouth. See, all Android people say, yes, we can hear you. See? Good. It's the iPhone. Yeah. Is that right? Y'all be carrying.
Rib sauce, you breaking up, honey.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait a
see,
minute.
real sauce.
Is Diamond in the lot? Okay.
What happened? Y'all don't hear me? Hold
Yeah,
on, let me let y'all in here.
We
All
heard
right.
you before we saw you.
A lot of people are operating
Go ahead.
out of survival. A lot of both men
You
and
just
women.
hold on, V-Ray. Diamond, you just did a magic trick because you wasn't in the chair, and then all of a sudden you popped in the chair. You didn't walk into the camera. You just popped in the chair.
It did do
Yeah,
that.
that was
Yeah.
weird. I wanted to make a comment based on what Boss Man said, because I hear daily we speak about young people and the way that they're acting out here in society. And so when I put more expectations on adults, that's what I mean, because you guys are saying how this adult man his reactions were okay. But we speak about young people and we understand that young people are not could not be more emotionally regulated than an adult, right? So what are you expecting from these young kids as you guys speak about this generation if you can't say this adult male should have handled his emotions a lot better than he did? What message are you sending? Because I feel a little bit conflicted. I know that's not a word, but listening to y'all speak, it's a little contradictive. You know what I'm saying? So
But here,
when I
okay,
yes,
that was everybody else spoke to. I never spoke to the most side. You heard me say plenty of times. Be careful on how y'all treat people, because you never know how anybody react. You heard me say plenty of times. I don't care about your goddamn age. Be careful how you treat people, even young people. You don't know their mindset. A lot of times they ain't got nothing to do with your maturity and how long you've been on this planet. You never know a person's mental limit. That anything. If you work in the mental health field, and Kiefer understand what I'm talking about, you never know nobody's mental limit. It doesn't got nothing to do with maturity, darling. I understand what you're saying. It has nothing to do with maturity. You don't know people's limit. A lot of times when you see people, when they say,
I'm
"Well,
not
he's so
negating
quiet and
that,
sweet,"
boss
or
man. There's a lot of mentally challenged folks out here. I'm not negating that, but for those that are not. So I don't go to the extreme with everything that I'm speaking of, because I don't live that life or in that type of environment. And I notice that a lot. We always go to the extreme. But I'm saying for two healthy, well-rounded adults to have this type of reaction, that's an issue, because we're always speaking about the younger adults. So who's going to be the example is what I'm saying. And I'm not going
But
to
there are examples, darling. But the thing about it is, it's not speaking to the stream, because the stream is now. You see what's going on in the news with people breaking down, snapping? The stream is now, darling.
Good morning. Good morning.
We can't regulate how someone processes hurt.
Yeah, the stream is
I'm not
now.
speaking
People acting
about
crazy
just
now.
someone. I'm just speaking. Okay, let's just take you for example. You just said, I think you said something like I would react the same way, but you're.
No, I said with the apartment, I would be like, I already put your deposit on there. You got your apartment, so you building a family. Tell that man to pay that rent. I'm going about my business. You got your car, pay that insurance on that car. I'm going about my business. I wouldn't take away the car or apartment. Y'all got your shit. Well, let that man pay it, and I go about my damn business.
Exactly. You move around. You wouldn't say, don't call me daddy.
No, wait a minute. They say Skywalker wants to use his bank to come back. What bank Skywalker got?
But everybody different. Hell,
what bank Skywalker got?
I'm not saying
that
that
man ain't me,
everybody isn't different, but if we're giving a message to our young people and we're talking about young people and how unregulated these young people are, I'm saying who's going to be the example? Who's going to do the teaching if the whole goddamn world is crazy?
Do y'all
I agree with you, Hellcat. I totally agree.
But
And I understand.
I agree with you, but what I'm saying is, I agree with you, Hellcat, but what I'm saying is, I'm teaching my children. I got grown son, I got grandson. I teach my children beforehand. Be aware how you treat people and how you come at them. You never know how they are, who they are. We got to teach, and we got to tell older people as well. You got to be aware of how you treat people, because you never know. It goes back to what you're saying. You never know how someone's going to react. So what you teaching them early, that is guiding them and showing them the right way. Teach them to respect people from the get-go, because you never know how they're going to react. That's how you avoid the violence of the world. That's how you avoid the foolishness of the world. I know you're listening, darling. That's why you avoid a lot of things. We teach them early. That's how you start guiding them. That's how you show the maturity. Because when you show them early, when they becoming age, they'll be mature. They'll know how to handle situations. A lot of these grown people never had that. So they're going to react a certain way. Not everybody going to be balanced like that. That's why we got to start early. And sometimes you can't start late with people. You just got to let it cause fall where it may.
He was definitely entitled to him feeling any type of way that he was feeling. I mean, I can't even imagine the hurt, you know. But like Hellkid said, that was a opportune time to demonstrate emotional intelligence. I mean, if he had to let it out and get it all out, or needed some time to even process it before he even interacted with her. To come
what
to
it
her.
was that woman he was laying down with, and he was doing all those things for her and her children. She don't respect him. That's what that was. So that's why it was easy for the child to do what she did, because the mammy don't respect them. So the child don't respect them either.
Yeah, the mammy.
Now you're getting to the bottom of it, Diamond.
But if any frustration that he needed to let out should have been towards that.
I been knew that.
It should have been towards that mother, though. Any frustration, anything that he felt in his uttermost pits of his stomach that he wanted to get out, he should have expressed that to the mother. And by the time he got to the daughter, had, you know, whatever the hard talk he needed to have with her, stood firm on his boundaries, but, you know, did it in a way to where it wasn't a tit for tat type of energy type thing.
That man shouldn't even had to go through all that. That man shouldn't even had to go through none of that. We shouldn't even be having this conversation right now. That man shouldn't have even had to go through any of that. The mama should have said, okay, your stepdaddy gonna have a ticket. Okay, we're gonna make sure your stepdaddy got a ticket. The mammy should have did all of that.
Yeah, the mama was wrong, because like, to everything what her kept saying, I don't disagree with nothing she said. And I like the good back and forth we had, because the thing about it is I like avoidance. I like to avoid things, because I like peace. You know, I'm Aquarius. I like being to myself. I don't like, you know, I'll ghost you if you come in with some drama. So like, that mama was wrong. Cause I like with my dad, they used to fuss, and my mom used sometimes would get mean. When I remember years when I was 8, 9 years old, I used to go push her, get between them, and be like, "Hey, get off my dad!" Cause my mom would get mad and be wanting to. My mom 5'11", be wanting to, and I would push them away. You know, sometimes yeah, the moms do be wrong, and that woman is wrong. You use that man. You know,
boss man. So your mama 5'11". So are you saying you had to help your dad because your mama was 5'11"?
Yeah, man, my mama strong as shit. Mama got big old hands. Slap fuck out you.
No. You say she's 5'11". We ain't talking about the hands. You say she's 5'11". So what was your father's height? So what was your father's height?
My father's 6'3", but he's not the confrontational type. Okay, he's not. He's not he like if he have a disagreement with you and you start yelling at him, he'll just get quiet and walk off. Or he'll go sit down and you start seeing them legs rocking, you know his nerves up. He'll start rocking them legs. You go sit down for rocking them legs.
The dad is 6'3" and the mama 5'11", so everybody over there tall. Just tall people everywhere.
Yeah, I'm tall, my 2 other siblings tall, my sister's 6 foot. Yeah, we all tall.
Damn.
So like, but
you ain't tall, Joker. You a monster.
I'm 6'4", 270. So yeah, like that's why I said I understand what y'all say about stepdad. Like I don't call my dad step. He's my dad. He been there since I was 7 years old. Good or bad, through everything. He taught me how to hunt, fish. I skinned my first deer at the age of 12. He taught me everything. I know how to survive. That's my dad. My biological, he could burn in hell. I couldn't give a... If he was in the middle of the ocean, I'd leave him there. I would not care.
So if it came down to your graduation, it would be your stepdad.
Yeah, right.
Got it.
Shit. Oh, I'm gonna tell you right now, something happened to me. If I had to bring my mom and dad into the house, I'm bringing my dad. It could be apocalypse. Son, I'm sorry, son. You gonna stay out there and let the bears eat you. My dad coming in here. Yeah.
Boss man, you gonna leave your son out there and bring your daddy? Is that what you just said?
No, if my dad come in there, son, I'm sorry. I'm like, I don't give a shit. You gonna stay out there and let the bears eat you.
Oh, your real daddy. Okay,
Yeah,
I got it.
yeah. I'm gonna leave him out there.
So this is a perfect example of a stepfather stepping in and boss man not letting his real father. So boss man, is it like that because your real father never came around?
Hell no. Got there, me and my middle brother got the same father, and like what made me lose respect for him is one day my brother at the time he was like 13. He wanted to come up to Atlanta because my dad used to be my dad used to be the fire chief of Atlanta, Charlie Duncan. That's his name, old bastard. He used to be the fire chief of Atlanta, Charlie Duncan. Son of a bitch. But like my brother wanted to come up one summer.
His dad was a firefighter and he still didn't do right.
He was the fire chief of Atlanta for many years.
He still ain't do right.
Ain't do right. One day I called up to his union and be like, can you leave a message? Cause well, I got a restriction just because I call my own biological daddy a son of a bitch.
Call your daddy, yep. You talk about your daddy. TikTok don't like that. Yeah. TikTok say y'all gonna get him daddy some respect.
And the fact that he's the fire chief. Look.
Yeah, he the fire chief too. TikTok say y'all go to hell. Yeah. You gotta make your backup page, boss man. That's what I do. Come back on your fake page, boss man. Check my DMs. Okay, what you check my DMs? Is it a check in there? You done said it 100 times. I said I'ma check it. I said I was gonna check it. With 0 followers, I don't know who that is. The hell? What you want put my checking for? With the fake pages. Y'all do too much. I guess I ain't moving fast enough. What DMs am I checking for? Instagram, Black Diamond 3, Black Diamond 2. What DMs am I checking? Dang.
Hey, Diamond, in this case, the dude ain't even with the mom no more, right?
No, he ain't. Cozy, I ain't get your Zell. The devil is a lie. No, he shit, I wouldn't be with her ass either after that shit. I'd have left too. The hell? And then they said, even if it was a skit, then they said the stepfather didn't even show up to the graduation. I mean, the real dad didn't even show up to the graduation. Yeah, they said the real dad didn't even show up to the graduation.
The mother has to be a special kind of stupid, a special type of stupid. Like I can't even fathom if this is real. Why she would process in her brain that this would be okay.
But why do y'all act like? But why do y'all act like men don't go? Why do y'all act like stepfathers don't go through this though? Why y'all saying that this is real? Stepfathers do go through this.
No, I know. I'm just saying that in cases where this happens, it's not right.
It happened to my dad.
Well, I'll say this,
What happened to your
Tyler,
dad, Keith?
you ain't gonna make me respect my damn
Um,
master.
it happened to my dad, like where my older sister, my dad raised my older sister from the hospital. Like that's not even her biological dad. She don't even call her biological dad dad. She calls my dad, which is her dad. When so much her dad that when my parents got divorced and they went to court to like settle their divorce and put alimony or put child support in order, they said, you have 2 children. My dad corrected the judge and everybody else said, no, I have 3 children. My dad paid child support on 3 children, not 2 children. He has 2 biological children, but he paid on 3.
Damn, that's a stand-up man.
And my dad was addicted to crack cocaine, and he still did all that.
Oh wow.
But he also had a big pension, so whatever. But he raised my sister, and then I think like when my sister was like 4 or 5 years old, like her dad wanted to come back into her life, and my mom and him let her go over there and let her spend time with her dad. And I know my dad felt some type of way about that. Like I know he did. He felt like I'm the person that's here, but that's when she was 5. They didn't even get divorced until I was 12. So my sister was much older. She's 4 years older than me. So that never stopped my dad from being a dad to my sister. Ever. Still to this day. Ever. I honestly believe that my dad would have been happy or happier if it was just my sister, my mom, and him. And he didn't have biological kids. I don't think my dad ever really wanted biological children.
Wait, really?
That don't make sense, Keith. Come on now.
Wait, really?
I'm like Rib, I know it don't make sense. I know my dad loved me. I know my dad loved me and my sister. He loves us. Like I've never felt like my dad didn't love us. But you know when your dad don't want you. But you know that he loves you. But you do know a difference when they don't want you.
Was that the same for both you and your other sibling? Like was it the same?
Why y'all acting like all of us that's brought in this world, our fathers wanted us?
And the bad part is
no, because he just outlined a man he just outlined a man with an addiction, but still the presence of mind to take on someone else's child.
Someone sent a
I mean, he
Zelle.
wasn't addicted to drugs at the time when he took over my sister because that was in '76. Like he wasn't addicted to drugs then.
Someone sent a message and said, Bernie chat, we've had enough of you today. Shut the fuck up. Go ahead, y'all. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean,
go ahead.
But let me say, like, my dad is flawed. Like this is how I see my parents. I don't see my parents as parents. I see my parents as people. I think my dad had his own issues about having his own children because his own upbringing. Not that it was terrible. His parents were married. Like we come from a married background. All of our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, like, but I just think he just didn't want to have his own. But it's not like he didn't love us. I know my dad loved us, but I also know that my dad probably preferred not to have his own biological children.
Is that something that you asked him, or is that something
He
that
said to me before, me and my sister, he said while he was drunk, he said, I didn't want you motherfuckers anyway. Now, I laughed about it because I thought it was funny, but my sister was like devastated, and I had to call my dad. He was like, really like, I didn't say that. I'm like, no, Dad, like you did say that. I said, but I don't feel any type of way because I know what you mean. You don't mean that you don't love us. You just meant that you didn't want to have a family like that. You didn't, that's not what you wanted. And my mom was the one that, I'm not going to say played games, but she kind of, it wasn't the environment to have children. It just wasn't the environment. It wasn't the man to have children with. I love my dad, but he is a womanizer. He was not the man to be like, oh yeah, let me keep having children with this man. He from Philly. From North Philly.
What that mean?
Just what I said.
Go ahead, say it, nigga.
My dad was that dude. Like he was, you know, my dad wore like $400 and $500 boots in the 80s, like in the 70s and the 80s. Like my dad was like, he was a very, very sharp guy. Like he was a woman magnet in a way. So my mom, it's not like she saw a man like that was upstanding as far as relationship was concerned. I can separate a relationship from parenthood. My dad was an excellent father until he got addicted to drugs. But he was an excellent father, but he was a terrible husband. Terrible.
All right.
About it is a lot of people. It's hard for them to separate the character of an adult to them showing love to their children. It's hard for them because they thinking, well, they're bad. They got bad character out in these streets, but they could be totally different when they at home with their children. And a lot of people they can't separate that. Well, he did this to me. He came over to my house late at night. I'm like, yeah, he's a man and indulges into his natural urges. But when he come down and take care of his children, he can give a damn about you. If you go take care of his children, your ass about you. But a lot of people don't know how to separate that.
Yeah, but most of the monsters of society are great family men.
Yeah, look at the B2K on the live in Texas. You know, he was a utility worker. His son was a deputy sheriff, and he loved his wife. But look at him over the years, he took out what 20-something people. So yeah,
like my dad was the person that taught me how to fish. He taught me how to climb. Like we went rock climbing, we went fishing. My dad got caught up in the 80s with the whole. Nobody planned to be a seahead. Nobody planned that. Like these were like people that had well-paying jobs, good paying jobs, great careers, that was just partiers, you know what I'm saying? And they thought that it was just going to be another party drug, like it was smugs, like it was before, you know what I'm saying? Like they didn't think that it would devastate a community. So it's not like this would happen to my dad in like the 90s where it was like we knew what the results was going to be. This happened to my dad like when it first came out, like when it first hit.
Yeah, I remember the 80s, man.
So like nobody knew that it would be as bad as it is, or that they would be addicted for decades, right? So it's his fault.
The 80s.
Two things.
It's his fault.
I've been listening to the show while I was working out. And the first thing, Keith, you said a word when you said that you look at your parents as people. My God, when I tell you, I think if more people did that, it would help to not necessarily cure, but make sense to a lot of us. Maybe some of the things that we endured as kids, because I think that, because we don't oftentimes look at our parents as people, we don't really see the brokenness within them, or the things that they were never able to overcome, or the traumas that they never spoke out loud, and yet and still they have children, and we're expecting these individuals that have their own set of demons to try to give us some type of normalcy and healthiness. I think that is, I think you said a lot with that one. And the second,
but Yoshi, when you say that, right? Some people will say, "Oh, you making excuses."
No. I'm saying literally what Keith said, which is our parents are people. Not that they don't have a responsibility, not that they shouldn't have done what they needed to do along their journey.
They shouldn't be held accountable.
Right,
like they're still held accountable for it.
Yes. Right, because I'm a parent, right? And my kids are holding me accountable, right? And so I spend a lot of time in therapy. I spend a lot of time with my own thoughts, coming to terms with why I did some of the things I did or made some of the decisions I made. So I hold myself accountable in order to have those conversations with my kids from a healthy perspective, because now they're grown. So yeah, you're my children. However, you're an adult. So I have to approach it from the standpoint of, you know what, I could have done better had I known better, but I take accountability for it because I see the error of my ways. And then
You
the
know
other
what?
thing,
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
real quick, and the other thing I wanted to say while listening and working out was the comment where somebody said that single mothers were easy. And let me tell you something, it's so sad that pedos look for that same thing, right? So they look for women who have children in order for them to violate. And that's so sad. You know what I'm saying? So on
But
one,
hold on, wait 1 second. Hold on. I think so. Here's my thing. I think they're saying single mothers were easy because it's a lot of women out there, even still today. It's a lot of women out here don't have no help. It's hard for them taking care of them kids by themselves, and they need that extra $100, extra $200, and they need that. So that's what they mean. That's what I think they mean by when they say single mamas are easy because they're in survival mode.
no, I understand that too. I'm just saying that
Oh
there are
no,
men,
that boy just said it again. He said, hell yeah, single mothers are easy.
right?
Real source. Real
And
source.
I'm not negating somebody's opinion of that. If you're a man, I'm not negating that because all you going on is based on your experience. But what I'm saying is there are some men that come with money in hand, knowing that they have ulterior motives by being with single women. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
I got you, Yoshi. I got you. But can I just elaborate?
Society helps that, Yoshi. Society helps that, paint that narrative that single mothers are easy in the aspect that you were just talking about. Because, and also what Diamond just said when they say they don't have no help. So it's easier for men, that the type of men that you were talking about, to take advantage of single mothers because society ain't gonna believe them anyway. Society ain't gonna give a fuck about them anyway.
I just wanted to highlight your first point, Yoshi, when you guys were commenting on Keith's story in regards to, where he looked at his parents as, humans, just people, not, and that's something to take away because I totally get that. With the part about accountability, like if you scarred your child in any type of way in their childhood and now they're an adult and they're expressing their grievances to the parent, it's one thing for that parent to take accountability, and actually hear that adult child out like you say you did, right? And respecting that they are an adult as well now. But it's a whole nother thing because we're not talking about the type of parents that's just stuck in their ways. They don't take any type of accountability and they continue to open up those wounds. You get what I'm saying? Or continue to trigger their adult children and carrying on the same way as they did when that child was young. Those type of parents, I advocate for the child or adult child to stay away from because it's not healthy. It's just not healthy.
I feel like that is people that don't a lot of parents are not emotionally mature. I don't think that we were taught from our boomer parents to be emotionally mature. I don't. It is not something that comes innate. It is not something that you get or that it's something that you can develop over time. But I think you have to have a certain level of knowledge in order for that to happen, or wherewithal, some sort of insight.
I think really, y'all, a lot of y'all that have y'all parents in y'all lives right now, y'all mothers and y'all fathers, I think y'all should really take the time out to sit down and have a very uncomfortable conversation with them. And I mean, be able to take everything that they're going to be able to say. And y'all would learn so much about your upbringing, about why this happened and why that happened. Y'all will learn so much. Y'all need to really be able to have an uncomfortable conversation. And that's what's wrong with a lot of people. They don't want to have that uncomfortable conversation. But uncomfortable conversation I'm telling y'all, it will answer a lot of y'all questions. Y'all would know the difference from my parents love me, but my parents didn't want me. Y'all will know the difference. Y'all need, a lot of y'all are here and they didn't want y'all to be here. But yeah, they had this, but a lot of people, what they use it, what's the word I'm looking for? Where they say, well, shit, child, I'm here now. So yeah, I love you. You here now. You get what I'm saying? Like, but I did not want you. And y'all got to be able to understand that and accept that, because y'all also need to have that. Y'all need to sit down in the mirror and say the same thing with y'all kids. It's a lot of y'all have children that y'all didn't even want.
So Diamond, I totally understand what you're saying, but I would just caution for in the very extreme toxic type of relationships with adult children and their parents, that they seek out some type of mediator or mediation in this, because hear me out.
Why the hell y'all always want to bring somebody else in?
Hold on. What I'm saying is, I can't even get it out.
Y'all don't need a mediator if y'all just sit back and just understand and have your ask y'all parents, say, dad, mom, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Why y'all think I can come
You
on
know
here
the
and tell
problem
y'all?
with that, though. You know the problem with that
My daddy told me I was a mistake. My daddy told me,
because
he said, you weren't supposed to be here. I was just babysitting your mom.
you want to know what the
I
problem with that?
said,
No, let me tell you the problem with that. The problem with
I
that is
said
that
in extreme cases, like in extreme toxic relationships, because first and foremost, I get you, it's easier said than done. But if it's a toxic and two people aren't level-headed, it can easily blow up just like that, and they're not getting anywhere, and they keep hitting that brick wall because there's no person in there that can like kind of mediate the type of, put it in more of a structured environment.
Like, y'all don't need, that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all don't need nobody to tell y'all how to come in and be a mature adult and sit down and have a conversation.
but you do though. See,
People do though, Diamond.
but
Some
you do
people
though.
do though.
So you do have to, like, there are some people, let me just say, like, I don't use me as an example because I have an education in psychology, right? So that, yes, there are conversations that I'm able to have with my parents, honestly, right? Where I can kind of temper myself and hear them out, right? But that's not everybody, you know what I'm saying? And that's not most people. I think there's nothing wrong with having like a mediator, but I also do agree, like, sometimes you have to just be able to not look for the right answer. And what sets people off is that they want the right answer. And it's just not, this is life. You're not going to get a right answer. You just have to be able to accept what your parents say and take it at face value. But if you're just looking for them to say the right things, then you are going to be disappointed in anything that they say, because this is life. This is their first time at life. It's your first time at life. Nobody was here before and knew what the fuck was happening.
It's
I
like
agree
Diamond is
with you,
saying.
Keith, and I'll use myself. When I've had tried to have those conversations with my son, like B Ray is saying, we can't, because he goes from 0 to 1,000. I can't even get a sentence out before it's a hell of a conversation, right? So I agree with B Ray 100%. We definitely need mediation, but I can't get him to go to mediation, right? Because he doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to see the therapist. He doesn't want to go to the doctor. He don't want to do none of this shit, right? So it's just like, it's like now I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Just keep dealing with it or what? But also, we had, a lot of times when Diamond, you say tell them you didn't want them or they wasn't playing. When we be honest, a lot of us wasn't playing. But you know, they got the saying, especially this young generation, they'll be like, we didn't ask to be here. I didn't start telling my son shit. I didn't ask to be here either. So what we gonna do?
Yeah, but see, but you can't say that when the child is hurt and they need you to listen. You know what I mean? And listen without trying to justify what you did. Just listen to the kid.
But I've done that, and I've done everything that Keith just said when he said take accountability, own up to what mistakes you made. But if he's not trying to hear that, and he only wants to see the outcome is for him, to be honest, I feel like the outcome for him is for me to I guess, suffer or be punished or something. He can't see it no other way, right?
No,
So
the
what
outcome
more
for
is there left
you,
for me to do?
sometimes being a parent is apologizing over and over and over and over and over again, and not putting yourself in the way and saying, oh, but, well, this is what the situation was like, the circumstances to your child, not to say that they are still a child, but the
They're
circumstances to
not
your
golden
child
eggs.
don't matter, right? It
They
don't matter
scrambled
anymore.
with cheese.
So they just want to hear, I'm sorry sometimes. And it doesn't matter that you didn't ask to be here, because at the end of the day, that wasn't his decision. That was whoever birthed you's decision. So that's for them to take accountability for it. Now it's time for you to just take accountability for your role. And that's it.
Okay, so my background now, but how many times, again, y'all saying say sorry. How many times do I say sorry? How many
As
times
many
do I
times
admit
as
to
it
the
needs.
mistakes I make?
As many times as it need to.
So I'm gonna be
As many times.
hold on, Keith, listen, let me finish. I'm gonna be saying sorry for as many times as possible, all while being disrespected, talk crazy to. Exactly my point. I'm doing everything that y'all. Hold on, Keith. Let me finish. I'm trying to go to therapy. I'm trying to get you the help you need. I'm trying to fight for you. I'm doing all of these things on top of admitting my wrongs and also trying to get therapy. So at what point am I supposed to sit and be like, yeah, I'm sorry, and just keep taking it?
You can apologize and you could be apologetic. You can still apologize and still create a boundary. It doesn't mean that you need to be a doormat. You just need to apologize. That's it. Now, you can apologize and say, hey, I'm going to apologize, but this is my boundary. I'm going to apologize. I still don't feel like you need to disrespect me in such a way. And if you feel like that's what you need to do, then we need to separate. There's nothing wrong with that. But you may have to apologize multiple times. Absolutely.
You're going to get tired of apologizing too. God damn.
Exactly, Diamond. And that's where I'm at now, because I didn't exhausted every fucking avenue I have. Literally, and this ain't, I talk to the people that I talk to that know this. I didn't exhausted every fucking avenue I got. I'm getting tired of apologizing and you not seeking the help that you need.
Like, once you already stated how you feel and you already came to them and let them know that you are sorry, you got to leave it right there and just act as a mother. If they not being aware of what you're doing, what they're saying, you just got to leave it at that. And then when they get old enough to leave your home, they just got to live with that. You did your part. They got to either take it or not. That's the choice. And at the end of the day, either you're gonna accept it or not. But I understand what you're going through. Cause like my grown son deal with mental health. He just got a mental institution a couple weeks ago for trying to hurt himself for the second time. So I understand. I talk to him on a weekly basis. I go through it every week. So I understand what you're saying. So you got to be stern with them and let them know the decision in your life. I love you. I'm gonna be there for you, but you gon' have to make your own decision at the end of the day. And you can't just be chasing them over and over again. Like once you gave your apologies, you know what you did wrong. Leave it right there. If they don't want to hold on to that, and they want to hold on to that, that's on them. They just got to live with that. But you don't slow your life down and stress yourself out. Have a good one. Thank you, man. You have a good one. You don't stress yourself out about it. Don't do that. But keep it right. Once you don't let them know how you feel, you gave the apologies. Now it's your responsibility to act. And if they're not aware of that, you gotta let it be, darling.
And this is another thing, Dad, real quick, because I have adult children too, and I relate to what you're saying. Because like what Keith said is true, you have to keep apologizing. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a matter of, oh my gosh, I'm bowing down to them or whatever. It's just saying, hey, I acknowledge that something I did when I didn't know affected you to a point where it still affects you. And I apologize for that. But the abuse part, because they're still our children, but they're grown. Nobody gets the right to abuse you. So if you got a child that is willing to abuse you with their words and or actions, then they lose access to you, right? So you start talking to me crazy, okay, well, this conversation is over. I'm finna remove myself or you get out my house. Either one thing or the other. We're gonna respect each other as adults, or we're not gonna be in each other's presence. Simple as that.
Can I just add to? Oh, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
I find that in some ways the only correction of behavior is to to have like zero contact with somebody. Like you can go no contact with your child or with your parent, and I think and sometimes that's the only way you can correct somebody's behavior, or they can either have a chance to grow and get over things, or maybe not get over things but grow and develop and heal. But I wouldn't accept abuse from anybody. So I wouldn't expect anybody else to just accept abuse just because you're a parent.
I wanted to say this, right? Because I totally understand where Dab is coming from. Like, and then she's probably wondering, like, how many times do I have to do it? And I also understand Keith and Yoshi, however many times that is needed. My thing is this, right? It's like a two-pronged type of situation. So, like, we have to acknowledge our part in it and take accountability, but there's also work for the adult child to do as well, which is heal and recover, and they have to be intentional about that. So their heart posture has to be in the right place to even want to heal. Some people are so comfortable with their pain, and so the comfortability of their pain, they just live in it, and it actually sometimes gives them an excuse to continue to carry on the way that they're carrying on, right? Because they're so comfortable with that pain, they don't know nothing else. And so it's all about how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? I'm pretty sure, we've all could tell stories of how our parents did something to hurt us. But I had to make an intentional decision to say, hey, I can't live in this. I want healing. Like, I don't want to remain in this. And when I made the intentional decision that, like, hey, like, I don't want to live in this, I was more accepting of my mom, forgiving and more acceptable to kind of for us to see eye to eye. Because I was no longer wanting to live in that anymore. But it's a decision.
Agree with you on that, V-Ray. I think for us, and I think the generation we came in, I was the same way. There was a lot of things that I didn't agree with what my daddy did, but I didn't like, oh, I hate you, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, oh, I got to get away. I moved all the way across town. I mean, not across town, I left the town. I left the state, right? And doing that, that's when I realized my daddy is a person. He's a human being. Like Keith said, me not being in his presence all the time, every day, I had to realize my daddy was born in the 1930s. The shit that I know ain't the same for him. So the way he treats me, the way he raised me, it was normal for where he came from. So I do agree with you, I do feel that way about me and my son. I feel like we do need to be apart in this moment. I do, for both of us to get what we need to get done, and then we'll be better. But it is hard also knowing what he's dealing with to just let him go off on his own because he ain't got nobody else. It's always just been me and my kids.
And a lot of the time, the tools that a parent can only pass you down the tools that was passed down to them. And you can't expect blood from a turnip. Like, I can't expect certain things from my parents because I know that their parents didn't give that to them. So,
that's one of the issues we have, Keith.
Yeah, it's up to me to kind of your parents, they mess you up, but it's up to you to fix yourself.
Exactly, Keith. That's my
That was
point.
the best advice I ever got in my life
Oh, that's so true.
from one of my professors was, your parents mess you up, but it's up to you to fix yourself. Like, you got to do the work. You got to do what it takes to become whole, because no one is going to make you whole. You have to make yourself whole.
That is so true.
one of the issues we have, Keith. Being raised by a father, a man who was born in the 1930s. It wasn't no love. It wasn't no hugs in my house. It wasn't no I love you on a daily basis. So when I had kids, especially having boys, I thought of tough love. It wasn't no I love you. It wasn't none of that. I told the story before until my son told me one day we was on the phone. He was 22. He was 21. He's 25 now. And he was like, I love you at the end of the conversation. And I was like, I said it back, but when he got off the phone, I had to sit in that shit and realize, like, damn, we don't say that on a normal basis. You like, for real shit, Keith, that hit me right then and there. When he said that, I was like, I never really said that to my kids. So I know, and being on TikTok has helped me deal with a lot of shit that I didn't even pay attention to within myself, right? So I had to have that conversation with him and let him know, like, it wasn't intentional that I didn't love you. I just didn't know how to show you. Say it. I thought I was showing you, but you needed me to say it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
here's what it sounds like to me, Dale. It sounds like, and that's the problem that a lot of us need to hit. That's why I say we need to have a uncomfortable conversation, because a lot of our parents was fucked up. And then they turn around and fucked us up. And then they turn around and we fucked our kids up. And then they turn around and it's trickling down and it keeps trickling down and trickling down and trickling down. That's why I said a lot of y'all need to be able to have that uncomfortable conversation with y'all parents, because then some of y'all parents will be able to tell y'all, well, I was treated like this, and this is all I know, and this is what I thought, and I didn't know this, or this and that and the third, and y'all don't want to have that uncomfortable conversation. Y'all talking about everybody can't take that, or y'all will have a better understanding, because Dab is basically saying I was not showed no love. Dab telling y'all she wasn't showed affection. Like, y'all, I pay attention. I really swear I pay attention. I sit back. Just pay attention to how so many people are married and are in relationships and they're not affectionate with each other. They just, you know what I'm saying? They like y'all, like Ribstar said, it's 2026. Who kiss? You understand what I'm saying? Like, and he married. So it's like a lot of people wasn't shown or taught how to be affectionate. And then when you do show it, or then when that's why the kids have to learn from the streets, or, you know what I'm saying, from someone that they get into a relationship with, and this and that and the third. Like, a lot of people aren't affectionate because they wasn't never taught that. Our parents didn't hug us and say, I love you. Or, you understand what I'm saying? We was always taught tough love. I know I was taught tough love, y'all. And I know I passed it down to my kids. My kids taught, my kids tough as hell. They tough as me. And you know what I'm saying? Like, and I know I passed it down to my kids, but I had to also tell my kids, I say, well, shit. I told my kids, I say, I had to have that uncomfortable conversation with them. Like, hey, my parents fucked me up. You know what I mean? And like, I'm able to have the uncomfortable conversation with my father quicker than I am able to have with my mother, because my mother don't want to have it. But my daddy had that conversation with ease. Let's go. You want to talk about it? Let's do it.
So that goes back to the conversation where the woman was talking about how women are more narcissistic. Why would your father be more willing to have that conversation than your mother?
Women are difficult. I'm telling you.
That's why I'm glad. Oh, sorry.
And that's why y'all hear me. And that's why y'all hear me talk. That's why y'all hear me talk about my dad more, because I can have that uncomfortable conversation with him. I could, you know what I'm saying? I could communicate with him. Do we have our disagreements? Hell yeah. All the time. Is it some things that my daddy ain't gonna admit to me? Yes, it is. You know what I'm saying? Because I get on his ass and I say certain things to him and this and that, and we go for a minute without talking to each other, you know, or whatever the case may be. He be in his feelings, okay, like, you know, and we keep it pushing. But like, you just got to be able to have that uncomfortable conversation. And a lot of times, sometimes if you pay attention to your parents' actions, It answers a lot of y'all questions.
Right. I used to think my mom walked on water. I did. I was a mama's boy. I used to really think she walked on water until I had a very, like, in my early 20s, I was having these conversations with my mom and my dad. And I would have conversations, like just ask them questions because I wanted to learn more about them. I'm glad I had those conversations now because my mom has Alzheimer's. So I know a lot that my sisters don't know because I had those conversations. But I remember having those conversations with my dad, and it really opened my eyes up to who my mom was as a person, not as a mother, but as a person. And I was able to say, oh, like the light bulb went off, like, oh, okay, I see. I saw my mom in a different way. Where that's when I was able to see my parents as people and not as my parents anymore. She's a woman. That's it. She was a woman. She was a daughter. She was a sister. She's just a girl. She was a little girl that was chubby and wanted to just live her life and, you know, just had dreams and aspirations and wanted to be something. And, you know, she's just a girl. She's just a girl.
I'm glad the universe blessed me with my mom and dad because, like, whenever I do need to clear my thoughts out or I need to talk about some things, I can talk to either one. Like, I can call my mom and be like, are you busy? She'd probably be on the phone with her church members. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call dad. I call my dad and we be on the phone 2-3 hours. Just talking about life, breaking it down, and they don't run from nothing. I remember the first time when I was 15, I told my mom I'm a spiritualist. She never judged me. You know, we ask questions, even to this day, we'll talk about, you know, life stuff and keep it like that. So like, I treat my children the same way. I tell my son, I love him every day. I ask him, how your day? Anybody bothering you? I talk to my daughter, anybody bothering you? What's going on with you? My grown son, I check him every day, every week. Ask him what's going on. He'll vent, let me know.